Welcome back. As you guys can see, I got Coach Jay back on the channel.
Yes.
Before I go any further, let me always say, please leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. And I really appreciate if you share the video to help it get out to as many people as possible. Just to make it a little lighthearted in here. I think next time I need to sit on that side so I can be closer to the camera and still look as tall as you, Coach. I'm looking, bro. I look short, bro. I look
short,
good,
man. You good? You good.
I never had a complex about my height, but now I do.
I think we're the same.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I feel neither myself nor Coach come from, like, even though he had a good upbringing, Coach, you didn't come from a bunch of money. No, it wasn't like somebody was like, hey, here, take this money and go buy a house, or take this money and go to this school, or take this money and go start this business. I mean, really, ultimately, most everything you have in life, you had to work for.
Yes,
you know, and it's the same thing with me. Like I said, man, if you talk to some of my friends, I mean, I remember in grammar school and high school, 8th grade graduation, my best friend Mike actually gave me the graduation outfit that I wore to my 8th grade graduation. Wow. I was going to skip 8th grade graduation because I didn't have anything clean or presentable enough to wear to a graduation. So I want to say thank you to my man Mike.
Absolutely, man.
And RIP to my man Mom. She passed away this year.
Rest in peace.
But also, we used to switch clothes. Like that's how tough it was for me. Growing up, me and my friends, we would exchange clothes and exchange sneakers and things like that, because our parents, I never met my dad, full disclosure, I never met my dad. And my mom had her own struggles and things in life, you know, so I couldn't go to my mom and even ask her to get me anything, a jersey or nothing. I mean, when I tell you it was super tough for me growing up, it was.
Well, I like to say this. The person that you are now, I couldn't even imagine what type of background or kind of history you come from when you explain it like that, because a lot of people who come from those type of backgrounds end up following the trail of those that were in front of them, and a lot of times they ended up in jail. They ended up doing a lot of different things that they shouldn't do, and get stuck in that way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can do some of those things, but if you're stuck in those ways, by the time you reach a certain age, you either end up still doing those things or suffering the consequences long term. But for you to have your right mind and you be focused on some of the things that you are focused on, such as financial intelligence, or being able to talk about wealth building and generational wealth, that's an amazing accomplishment.
No, I appreciate that, Coach. But I will like to say that even though you had a different upbringing than me, you had the same opportunities. Let's not act like you don't come from Compton, bro. Hey, let's be real. Let's not act like you don't come from Compton. And you had the same opportunities to join gangs and things like that.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Very fair.
And unfortunately for me, I chose to take those routes. Like, I did do some things that some people, 10, 15, even 20 years ago will look at me and go, yo, he that dude on the camera right now isn't who you think he is, but to me, I used to use the excuse of I'm a product of my environment. And,
like most do.
Yeah.
Like most do.
And I did have that desire to do something more than what I was doing. But for me, it was like, this is my habitat, so I'm going to do everything I can to survive, and I'm not only going to survive, I'm going to live.
Yeah.
Whereas you ultimately chose the complete opposite. You said, you know what? I'm going to struggle. I'm not going to indulge in, these flagrant things, and you suffered the consequences the way you went through your struggle.
Yeah, well, I think everybody has something in them that they feel or believe is something great. But when you don't have the opportunities, it's so easily to slip into what's the norm in your environment. It's easy to slip into the gang banging. It's easy to slip into the selling of drugs. It's easy to slip into things that don't feed the greatness in you. I believe that for me, I used to give excuses too as why I'm not or am in a situation. But when it comes down to it, you have to make a choice to whether be like everybody else or be what is inside of you, whatever that greatness is inside of you.
And so just last thing I'm going to touch on. I heard Dave Chappelle say his mom tell him, yeah, sometimes in life you gotta uh, be portrayed the lion. I'm messing this up, I know it, but
I know what you're
sometimes,
talking
yeah,
about.
sometimes in your habitat you gotta portray the lion that you're not to become the sheep that you want to be. Meaning you don't want to be overly aggressive or a bad person in general,
Yeah,
but sometimes due to your circumstances and your
you
situation,
have to.
you have to be that way. And that's how I felt like I was for the longest time. Is I was a lion because I was in the jungle.
You have to be. You have to be that lion in the jungle.
You know, and in the jungle it's kill or be killed. You know, it's prey or predator. You know, and I chose to prey. I feared being preyed upon. You know, but once I got a full understanding of myself and got comfortable with who I was, and this is for many years now. Like Coach said, like I've made a change many years ago.
And it takes time.
Yeah. You know, because I always knew that this is the person that I wanted to be, somebody that does help people, somebody that does provide positive change, not only to my community, but to the world, which is why I started this YouTube channel, is because I can affect so many people in my community.
Yeah.
But these videos go out and they can touch people in the world.
Global.
You know, and not only that, this is something that lives on forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that to
that's
me
a good
is,
point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, you know, so to me, that's the most important thing. It's not where you start, but it's where you finish.
Yeah.
So I know I make a lot of videos and I talk about a lot of big numbers in my videos. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. But let me just say, I didn't have a dollar a lot of times, and it started with having that desire to not live paycheck to paycheck or not live my life in debt, and then just self-educating, because schools aren't going to teach you finances.
Yes.
You have to have that desire to do it on your own.
Good point, because what you said, self-educate. The only way I got to where I am right now in success was because I educated myself outside of the realm of school. Now, school teaches you how to add, school teaches you how to read, but those are tools that you can use to self-educate yourself to where you want to be. Right? Sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Just got to do it.
Keep working, man.
Keep working.
You know, so like, comment, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Keep checking in. Me and Coach we're gonna do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you guys. Catch us in the next one. Any closing words, Coach?
I had a very good time. You guys, I hope you get something out of these videos. We hope that it inspires and motivates you to continue to keep working, going forward, and find out what it is that you want to do in life.
That's it.
That's it.
We good, man. Peace.